Hello, hello. Welcome back to the Blue Bookmark, or welcome if you are new. Hey.
Hello.
We are a book community that started on Facebook, and we share reading recommendations and love to talk about books. So if you would subscribe to this channel, it would mean the world to us. Tonight I'm joined by Sarah. Hey, Sarah.
Hi. Hi, everybody.
We are missing our third member of our little trio, Susie. So we will miss her, but she had a family event tonight. So,
yes,
yeah.
We will miss her.
So you've got us tonight. Goodness, today was a very busy day in the group. Very busy day.
Yes.
What all did you end up picking
job
for
day
your
is
box?
always busy.
Yeah, it was a good busy, but still a busy day.
Yes, I got the Sweetest Remedy, Portrait of a Scotsman, and the other romance one. I went all romance this time. September's for Love.
There was a lot of romances.
I can't decide if I need the other. If I'm going to do a second box.
But you probably should.
There was, like I said, and I got all three of them. There's
That's
a couple.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I don't usually reread thrillers, so I've been trying not to buy a copy because I'm never going to reread a thriller because I'm the one who did it. So but there was a couple other ones I had. I'm not sure, but maybe I'll swap for them after I read these three or something.
Right. That's one good thing about.
You got all of them, didn't you?
Well, I got all of the main choices except for that memoir, because I don't like memoirs. On audio. I already have an Arc of Velvet, so I didn't get that. But then I did get the Lisa Jewell book. I got Scotsman, and then I went back and got the Heart Principle. So.
Oh yes, I got that last box, but I haven't gotten it. I haven't got to it yet.
Pretty much what did I not pick? So I ended up with 7.
Very nice. I've done that.
Oh well.
I've got 9 before. Sometimes I feel all 3, but I'm down to 2 accounts now. So
that's awesome. Well, I was down to 1.
I haven't skipped on my second box, so I haven't decided quite yet. I want to get a couple more on that one.
We also announced that The Sweetest Remedy will be our September book. So if you were a fan of, was it Ties That Tether? Was that the name of that book?
Yes.
This is from that same author.
Really
so
good.
It's a romance, but I think it's deeper than that. So we'll see. We'll see how people like that. I feel like we've been really heavy on the thriller.
Oh yeah.
You know what? I didn't even read any of the descriptions today from Book of the Month. Yeah. I just knew what I wanted and grabbed it up.
I know. I didn't go on, so I wasn't sure if they had listed The Sweetest Remedy as contemporary fiction or romance, because I think Ties That Tether they did contemporary, even though it was some love. So I wasn't sure, and I didn't check either. So I mean, it is going to be a love story, but like last one, there was a little more. So I think they labeled it contemporary.
Right. And no hate to anyone that was talking about this on the page today. But there was a few people who were like, I've just been so unhappy with Book of the Month this year because it's been all romance, thriller, and contemporary. And we talked about this earlier today. Those are like the 3 main Book of the Month buzzwords that they'll pick. Like, I feel like fantasy and sci-fi, if that's what you're a member of Book of the Month for, you're kind of with the wrong club, because they don't pick them often.
It's not that. Every once in a while we get one thrown in, but
so if you just really don't like romance and thrillers, Book of the Month is not going to be a service for you. So, but it is what it is. So what we're actually here to talk about tonight is Not a Happy Family.
Not a Happy
by
Family.
Shari Lapena. Is that how you say her name? Lapena. But I have read every
That's how I
single
would say
thing
it.
she wrote, and I'm obsessed with her.
Oh,
and
really?
This book did not let me down. Have you read all her others?
No, I have not. I've only read one of her others. I think The Couple Next Door, wasn't that hers? I've read that one. That's the only one I've read so far.
That was the first one I read by her. And
I have.
It was great.
I think I have two of her. I have An Unwanted Guest, and I have A Stranger in the House. Is that her?
Yes.
I have two of hers, and on my shelves, I just haven't got to her yet.
Okay, so did you read One by One by Ruth Ware?
Yes, I've read all of Ruth Ware's. I've caught up on hers.
An Unwanted Guest is exactly like that, only much better.
Okay,
it's that Agatha Christie, that style whodunit.
Oh yeah,
it was
that locked room mystery.
Snowed in hotel.
There's been a couple like that.
Yeah, there's
like
One by One.
Like,
have I read this book before?
The Hunting Guest and The Sanatorium by I can't remember who it's by, but Reese picked it a couple months ago.
Yeah,
they've all kind of been those stuck in the snow and you were the killer.
Yeah. I gave it 5 stars. But I am 5-star I'm like Oprah. You get 5 stars. You get 5 stars. Especially when it comes to thrillers.
I gave it 4, but that means I really liked it.
Yeah.
Like I said, for 5 stars for me, it means I would reread it. And I just told you, I don't reread.
You don't reread thrillers.
Suspense, so I can't ever give it a 5 star because it breaks that rule. So 4 is really good for my thriller. So if I give it a 4, then
have you ever given a thriller a 5 that you can recall?
I think maybe I gave The Silent Patient a 5 just because I should have guessed that and it didn't, and I was like, oh my gosh, how did I miss that? And so I thought about reading that to see what clues that I missed because it totally went, but I haven't yet. But I think I did give that one 5.
Gotcha.
But this is good. I did not guess who did it. I was. Oh really?
But yeah, I gave this a 5. I did not guess who the killer was, but I liked how she left little
I did not either.
nuggets.
And I'm usually pretty good. Yeah. I'm usually really good about picking out who does, but I kept changing my mind and then like, nope. I didn't think it was going to be one of the siblings.
You did. I didn't think it was going to either because I was like, that would be too
I thought it was too obvious.
Yes. Yeah. But I love how it was. By the way, this is not a spoiler-free conversation. We will be talking spoilers. So if you haven't read Not a Happy Family and you don't want it ruined, we will be talking spoilers.
Yes. This is the whole book discussion chat. Because usually with a mystery, it's the person who you don't think it is. It's
right.
Like, that guy in the background, and it's like, oh, he's kind of creeping around. That is probably that guy.
Right.
But I really didn't think it was going to be one of the siblings. I thought it was too obvious for that.
Especially the most obvious. Well, I guess Dan was technically the most obvious, but Jenna was very obvious too because she has the attitude problem. Blah 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 blah. You suspected Jenna's boyfriend.
She had the violence issue with her siblings, and then she asked her boyfriend to lie for her. But I thought that looked too much obvious. So I was
exactly. It's like this. They're leading us down this trail, and we're gonna be at the end. We're gonna be like, oh, all of that for nothing, but it was it.
Yeah, and there was that. But you weren't disappointed. Like, oh, okay, I totally saw it, but I was just trying to guess, that it was not as obvious. So
at the beginning, I didn't get it. Jessica, I was like, whenever it was Audrey's chapter, and it was like, I hate that someone has to die for it. I was like, oh, probably her. Then it's probably the jealous sister. But like Carrie just said, at some point, I thought everybody did it. Then at one point, I thought. I thought Ted might have done it.
That's who I was going to lean for because I'm like, okay, everybody else seems too. I went with Irina, or was that her name? The housekeeper.
Yeah.
That was, and then when she got arrested, I was like, yes, I got it. And
Yes.
I was like, oh, never mind, it's not her.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, I'm going with Ted. Ted was my final answer, but I was wrong.
That's one thing I really like about her books.
I like it when you sound so obvious.
Is they are a very clever plots that she weaves this web where there's so much doubt, but it comes together so nicely. Her last book I didn't like it as much, but this one.
Which one was that?
It was the one that came out last summer.
Is that someone we know?
I think so. Yeah, that's it. I didn't like that one as much, but
okay. Yeah.
All right. So, all right, you all in the comments. I think only one or two of you told us what you rated it. So, let us know that. Now, Sarah,
what'd you give it?
Who was your favorite character? Did you have a favorite?
I didn't really like anybody.
Right.
All the siblings were awful. I was kind of rooting for Aunt Audrey at the end. Like, come on, figure it out. She was kind of that nosy aunt. And
yes, I hated her at first.
And I loved the end where me too, but she grew on me. And then the end when she bought the house, it's like, yeah, she's going for it. So
I
at the
love
end,
that
I'm
epilogue.
going to have to say Aunt Audrey was my favorite.
That's great.
Yes. I like that it didn't wrap it up, but it still, you knew kind of where it was going to go, hopefully. And it worked out for her.
Sarah, that's funny. See, I don't guess I really had a favorite. I kind of wanted them to do more with the Rose plot line, the sibling. But wouldn't that have been an interesting route if Rose had done it, but then she set up all three of the siblings and she walked away with the entire estate?
Yes.
That would have been an interesting turn. They didn't even know about her, and then bam, she takes it all.
Turn. Like, yep.
So what do we think happens? Audrey buys the. Am I saying that right? Is it Audrey or Aubrey?
I think it's. Is it? No, I'm so confused. I think it's Audrey, right?
I have a niece named Audrey. I think that's what I keep saying. But so we think she buys the farm and she digs up the.
Yes.
So do we think Jenna's going to be arrested? Okay.
Yes.
That's exciting. Okay, Jennifer, what did it not do for you?
Audrey was very motivated.
I mean, 3 stars to me is I still liked it, but
yeah. Like I said, and that's usually what I give thrillers. I enjoyed it. I wanted to find out the ending and who did it, and I was never bored. I never wanted to put it down and never pick it back up. So 3 to me is like I liked it. 4 is like I really liked it. I was like I loved it.
Yeah.
So.
I think probably also
what gave to me still good.
Star for me was that because of who the author is, she's such a, because I've read all of hers and I've loved them all. I'm like, okay, she just gets a 5 because I love her. Gotcha.
Perfect. Makes it easy.
You read all of it today, right?
I did. I started this morning.
And I read probably 75% of it today. So I couldn't put it down. And the only reason I didn't read more yesterday was because I fell asleep.
I didn't want to put it down.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, like I said, there was no point I wanted to be like, okay, I need a break from it. But I'm like, who did it? I keep changing my mind.
Right.
Who I think.
It was a great build-up.
And which makes a good suspense.
Was there any character that you absolutely hated?
So who was your least favorite character?
Good
job, man.
Least favorite.
Hate. I didn't like anybody.
Fred. He was my least favorite. He was a jerk. I think Stasha also had planned to read it for several days, and she read it all in like one day. Yeah, the dad was definitely the
and I'm bad
character.
when I start. Yes, he was the worst. But we lost him very early in it. But he's like, yeah he deserved it. But usually I will not start a suspense or thriller unless I can read it that day, because I usually cannot let it go. I need to know.
Yeah.
I need to know that I need answers. I need to find out who did it.
Yes.
So I usually read them in one day just because I can't.
So, did anybody else get vibes from Dan? That was that main brother from the Brennans. Not Jackie, but the other brother, the leader brother who tied up his money, and he was a whiner.
The other brother.
And everything was everybody else's fault, and everybody was out to get him, and they had an illegitimate sibling. And
you're right.
Blah blah blah, or not an illegitimate sibling, but they knew somebody that had an affair.
Like the sibling group.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I got major We're the Brennan vibes from this.
Yeah, I see that. The last we've read a couple of the siblings. There's always one that's like in Malibu Rising. We read one where there's a sibling that's not as trouble as the others, but all three of these, they all had issues.
Yeah,
but I do see a tie to the Brennans.
I was waiting for Dan's stalking to take off more than what it did.
Yeah,
for it to really be like a. They kept saying his dirty habit. Well, you know what? Just driving around and looking at people really isn't a dirty habit. What is he doing when he's driving around?
Yeah. I thought maybe we were going to find out a secret of, past bad behavior from him that didn't have to do with the murders. That's what he was hiding. That he had done something in the past, like he took stalking, like he went back to the ex-girlfriend or the one he got him in trouble. Thought maybe we were going to find out something in that way, but it just turns he likes to just watch people's houses.
Right, just watch people. Now, we kind of just hit on it about the sibling theme, but are there any other major themes that you all kind of picked out that this book kind of hit? Well, I mean, yeah, Genevieve, I know he was a stalker, but what I meant was like, I was waiting for it to be like he had assaulted somebody, or like there was
killed somebody, or
like he had a secret where he was like picking up hookers and dropping them out by the river. You know what I mean? Something like that. Like, yeah, he was a stalker, and that is bad. But
he was a stalker. He was not. Yeah, that's definitely bad. Like, it was creepy what he was doing. You don't want him outside your window, and even if he stayed in his car the whole time.
We have family secrets and greed, definitely. Were some big themes on this.
Yes.
Now, do you think Catherine was as bad as... There's some psycho-ness going on with Catherine, where she was able to pick the earrings off her mom. And then go home and pretend like everything was fine.
Earrings out of your dead mother. Yeah.
Right. Jenna called him a serial killer, so I was waiting for that.
Catherine has issues. Yeah. No, Catherine definitely had some issues. I mean, she was more like, she was the favorite, like Sunday in Brennan's, but she was the doctor. She had everything together.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it takes a cold person to take the earrings off your dead mother. Like, why not wait? You'll probably get them in the will. Like, hey, I want those. Jenna was not going to want them. Like, why take them off her dead mother?
And it was kind of like
issue though. She liked to steal stuff. So
Jenna couldn't call her sister out on it, because if she said, "I know you took those earrings," well, how do you know? How do you know that she was wearing them?
How do you know?
Yeah, but Jenna took the rings off her mother to make it look like a robbery. Catherine took them because she wanted them.
She wanted them. Yeah. And after you murdered somebody, then stealing's not as bad. But Catherine didn't kill. Catherine didn't kill. She just stole off her mother, off her dead mother.
Yeah, so Jenna was very...
That's a different level of creepy.
Yeah, she tried to like oh, my brain is not working and I can't. Like she tried to think everything she did was like justified. But really she's just as bad as they're all three terrible.
They're all terrible.
But I loved them.
It's just that's why I thought they weren't guilty, because they were obvious guilt. I mean, they all had their issues. That's why I was going down the non-sibling killer.
Are there any celebrities that you pictured in your head as you were reading? Like who you would cast for if this was a movie?
I don't know.
For some reason, I pictured Chris Evans as Dan the whole time. I don't know why. I think it's probably because I'm watching Defending Jacob. I've been watching that a little bit. So I think that's why I'm like him.
Yeah, I see that too, because I think this book was the one that was compared to the movie's Knives Out, which had Chris Evans in it. So I think that could be your connection too.
I have not seen that movie, but I did see where Genevieve said.
And I was like, oh yeah, Chris Evans.
That Robin. Reese would be perfect as Catherine.
You should watch Knives Out.
I'll try to.
Who? I'm sorry, I can't see comments.
Reese Witherspoon. Oh, you can't see comments?
I can't see comments. I'm not sure why not.
We'll have to figure that out.
Yeah, like I said, this is first time we've been doing it this way, and I can't find the comments. So,
although I pictured Catherine with dark hair, so she really wasn't any celebrity to me. And then Jenna.
Yeah. And they all said they were the same height. So Reese and Chris Evans would not be the same height.
Because Reese is short. But, for some reason, I pictured the dad, and do not come for me because I love this man. But I pictured the dad as the dad from Gilmore Girls. Why I did that, I don't know. But.
Okay, he's so nice in Gilmore Girls.
He's nothing like that dad, but that's just what I kept picturing in my head.
That's funny.
I don't know. I guess I would make a terrible casting agent. It's funny.
Okay.
Well, we've basically covered everything I had. Any major points anybody wants to bring up, and I'll read some comments. So, Sarah, if I post, like if I show this comment on the screen, can you see that?
I see that.
Okay, you just can't see it.
Yes.
I know, and he's dead in real life, so that's so sad.
For some reason, I can't see the tab today.
It might be because it's through YouTube. Yeah, definitely leave us some feedback.
Like I said, that's the only difference. I usually can see them, but I can't find it.
See, YouTube, I think, is going to be a better route for the reason that we do have Blue Bookmark on multiple different forums like Goodreads, YouTube, etc. And if we just go live in Facebook, we can't share those videos outside of Facebook, so they would have to come be a member of our group. But if it's on YouTube, it saves it to our channel, and then we can share it wherever we want to.
Yes.
And if we were going live multiple times a week, I would think it was justified for the $25 fee a month. But to me, it's just not. So anybody can look on YouTube, but not everybody can get on the Facebook. So that's kind of why we went this route.
Yeah, like I said, I assume that's why I can't. I'll have to figure it out. I'll have to play with it because, like I said, I can't find the comments. I see us, but I'm not sure what's going on.
There might be a way I can make you a host instead of just a guest, and that might work. So
yeah, like I said, we'll play with it. Just read me any interesting comments.
Yeah, I will.
I'm out.
I wish that Audrey's poisoner. Oh, her poisoner. I said, okay. I wish Audrey's poisoner wasn't Jenna. I feel like that would have been a fun diversion. I feel like they were all capable of it.
Mm.
Okay, so what I was talking about with the $25 fee, so Facebook Live only lets you have 2 people. When we were doing this back in January, we could only do 2 screens, and we all 3 live in different locations. So
Yeah.
we couldn't all 3 go live together. So
I can't go to Megan's house and be on her.
Right. We were trying to find a format that we could all 3 get on together and stream it. So we found this. We tried Zoom. That was very buggy. We tried Microsoft Teams. That didn't really flow well either. So we finally came upon StreamYard. And for $25 a month, you can have the VIP package. And we could stream to multiple different locations. Or if you can have the free one and stream to one location. So just going 45 minutes one time a month to me isn't worth the $25 for one of us to pay out of our pocket. And I was doing that for a couple of months. So I just thought the free version works just as good and everybody can look at it on YouTube. And we can still have the 3 of us on live.
Makes sense.
So, and also with YouTube though, if we wanted to,
because usually we have 3.
Right. We can go into the YouTube studio and I can edit a video. Where Facebook Live, that's it. I'm done. I can't save it. Whatever. It's over. So I just like this with reaching people in other avenues like Instagram and Goodreads. And a Facebook group can be gone.
Yes.
Like they can just shut you down. So and be gone. So I kind of wanted to have a couple of different avenues to where we have our book community. But so far it's going great. The only downfall I think is Sarah can't see these comments. But I'm going to try to figure it out. Try to figure that out. So, Carrie, I thought she also poisoned herself.
Yeah,
I thought she did it for intention.
That wouldn't have surprised me.
Not at all. So we talked about the Sweetest Remedy being our September choice. Has everybody seen the challenge that Susie posted the other day, our back to school challenge?
Yay.
That looks fun.
Fun.
We're working hard on a October challenge. Can you believe that we're already thinking about October?
No.
Like, that's wild to me.
Like 4 months we'll be in 2022. That's crazy. Like this year it's just gone like shoot.
It has. It's been a very long year, but at the same time it's gone by so fast.
Yeah, like I said. Yeah,
Jessica,
it's gonna be holidays before we know it.
I kind of was hoping she did it, but at the same time, what would have been her motive? Because if she was thinking he was going to change his will and he was dying, if she murdered him, she could have taken the chance of A, going to jail, and B, him not fixing it yet. So I don't know. That was my big hole for me with Audrey was there was just, what was her point? A Christmas-themed horror book prompt. What would be an example? I did see one on NetGalley the other day. I think it was called The Christmas Killer.
Woohoo! Merry Christmas. Yeah, I think they brought that up last year because they were talking about like The Shining was said at Christmas time or something like that.
So, Genevieve, do you want us to do that one in Christmas or in October? Oh, but you said for October. Okay. A Christmas-themed horror book.
Oh. Christmas themed horror.
We'll have to add that to our list.
That's one thing I don't really read. I don't really like horror. I read pretty much everything, but I don't really like horror books. I'm a big scaredy cat.
I want a really tried and true horror that really makes me scared. I read
Really? Yeah, I don't watch horror.
The Cabin at the End of the World by Paul Tremblay. Is that his name? And you know what? It didn't scare me at all, but it won tons of awards. So I don't know. Nightmare Before Christmas.
Like, I think Book of the Month. Yeah, I think Book of the Month labeled, was it The Chestnut Man or The Whisper Man horror? And I read those, and those were fine. I didn't think they were all that scary. So,
Jessica, Christmas books are my guilty pleasure. I love them. And I love Christmas movies, too.
Yes. I always read
it doesn't come out till October? Yep. Oh. We should have looked at that. We didn't look at that. So people who aren't Book of the Month members can't get The Sweetest Remedy until October. It doesn't come out till October. So basically, if they're not a Book of the Month member, they're not going to be able to do our chat.
Oh.
That's a big bummer.
It was the September one. That is a big bummer. I thought it came out in September. Let me look. Did they move it?
Amanda, the only thing I can suggest is getting one of the swap groups and see if you can't pick one up quickly after somebody's finished with it.
Yeah.
Or like the buy sell group.
It comes out September 28th. But that's probably right around the chat. So
okay. Well, we're doing the chat on October 1st. So if you can read it in 2 days, then
yeah, you can join us.
You can join. So if you get it on your Kindle,
I didn't even think about that.
September 28th, you might be ready on October 1st. But going forward, we will start to look at release dates better because I hate that. I hate that we've left a lot of people out for that. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, because sometimes books come out like the next month or even a month. Right. Some early, but I didn't even notice. Like I said, I didn't even notice that it said early release. But yeah, we'll start checking that.
Yeah, and only pick books that anybody can get.
Yes.
Well.
Right. I think that's the first time we've ever come up with that.
We might can even push it back a week, depending on how much. Let us talk about it and figure out what might work. And if you all are wanting to participate, we'll push it back a week. It's no big deal.
We can't push it back. That wouldn't be a big deal.
No.
Not.
So, Book of the Month is only available in the United States, right?
U.S. Yes.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking, Genevieve. Yeah. If you're outside of the U.S., I don't think you can get it, which is ridiculous.
Yeah. You can get it.
That's ridiculous. Why is the Kindle a different date?
I think it's because the shipping is so expensive.
The paperback release is September 28th, but that is weird. Kindle you can't get till October. That's so dumb.
Oh, Kindle. That is dumb. I thought it was always the same.
I thought it was the same too. I know sometimes they don't have audio books out immediately.
I didn't know that.
But
yeah, sometimes it's a little longer for audio, but I thought Kindle were the same.
So I watched a video on TikTok the other day from an author, and she was talking about how the way authors get paid. So like it comes in 3 different installments. Once when you you get your advance, and then like you get paid once when you turn your book in. Second, when you like when the hardback goes to sell, and then like the third when the paperback. So I think a lot of them try to do hardbacks first. But I don't understand the difference between an ebook and the paperback. That doesn't make sense to me why it wouldn't just all be.
Yeah, I would assume it was the same day.
That's crazy.
That's weird.
Well, we might, I know for sure we're going to be doing The Invisible Girl sometime in September. So we could do that and then push this one till the first week of October.
Yeah.
We'll figure something out. I'd hate for people to be excluded just because you don't have a Book of the Month membership, because that's the whole reason we changed the name of our group. Is we are inclusive to all readers, not just Book of the Month readers.
Yeah.
So
true.
Well, the reason why I picked The Invisible Girl is it was the FabFitFun's fall book. So it's been sitting on my shelf, and I like Lisa Jewell. I don't know why I haven't read this book yet. Well, Alicia, you'll have to join us for the talk, and Genevieve, since you all have already read it. You'll have to
I'm trying to remember
what happened. Come join us for the talk. I haven't picked a date yet.
But I read it last, or whenever it came out.
Yeah, I hopped on that new Lisa Jewell book for sure. You know, that's so funny is I just read The Turn of the Key this month, and I love Ruth Ware. I cannot tell you hardly anything about that book, and I gave it 5 stars. I'm going to have to go back and change my setting or my rating, because if I can't remember it, it wasn't a 5-star. But Courtney in our group messaged me and was like, let's talk about this. And I was like, I don't even remember the main character's name. Don't know what happened.
Like I said, I'm pretty good about remembering books that I've read recently, but Invisible and mysteries always kind of run together anyway, because you know there's only so many ways. So I'm trying to remember if I remember anything about that one, because I read it last year.
I know, it's bad.
I have to flip through it. I don't remember.
There's just some big key pieces, and you know what? They might have not even been in the book. I don't know.
I remember quite a few things about Turn of the Key, and it's been a while since I've read it. Like the house.
Genevieve, I can't remember that.
I don't want to say what I
It might have been a Christmas party. I think it was a Christmas business. Wasn't it like a business, like a company Christmas party, 1 by 1? And they went skiing.
Yeah. What was it? A Christmas party, or was like wasn't there something about a business deal?
Well,
wasn't
I think
they were. Company retreat?
It was like a company thing, but I feel like it was like over Christmas break.
Oh, was it over Christmas?
I don't know.
Okay.
Who knows?
Like I said, it's hard to keep track of when you read. I mean, I spread them out, but still, you know, they seem to blend together the most of any other genre for me.
All right, guys. So this will be probably our last Monday night. Now that school has started back, I am needed for bedtime. So we're going to try to do these maybe on like Friday night. So I hope that doesn't interfere too much. But it'll only be once a month. So maybe you all can still
join us.
Yeah. So we'll I'm going to start doing our calendar again now that summer is over, and we'll start having more things again. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us. And we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye, everyone.